When you were in the shower, I cleaned the pipes, but also don't worry.
Oh my god! You didn't leave anything on my carpet or
No.
Oh my goodness!
But I also watched, and that was a joke, of course. I would never do that.
Oh my goodness!
I'm having fun. I'm making fun of myself, but it's not true. I watched most of Roy Wood Jr.'s correspondence dinner monologue.
Okay.
And for the most part, I think those things are overrated. But I was looking for something to view.
Was he actually at the correspondence dinner? Okay.
Mm-hmm. When I was waiting for you to get out of the shower.
Okay.
And I've seen him in interviews. He seems like a pretty funny guy.
Yeah.
So I watched it. He had some good jokes. He was talking about how, well, first he comes out and he has this speech in his hand and it's written in paper. So he looks at Joe Biden, who's on the dais, and he says, I found another one of your documents. And he's like, let me keep this. I'll keep it safe for you, right?
Okay.
But he's making jokes and he's talking about how I'm going to do this out of order. You know, in other countries, like in France, they're protesting because the work age is going up to 64. Here in this country, we have an 80-year-old man begging to work another 4 years. It's like the biggest scandal of Joe Biden's presidency isn't the laptops. It's not the lost documents. It's, is he awake? He also starts talking about Kamala Harris, and he says, you know, what does a vice president really do? He's looking at her, and he says, let's look at Mike Pence. All he knows how to do is hide and go seek at the Capitol building, because he's talking about January 6th and whatnot. And what were some of the other funny jokes he was saying? Was he
making fun of Kamala Harris?
Well, he was kind of making fun of her and what's his name, Mike Pence. Okay. But that's when you called me into the room.
Okay.
He also mentioned the whole Harlan Crow thing with Clarence Thomas, and he said Harlan Crow has Clarence Thomas flying all over the place on vacations like an Instagram model. And he says, you got to be really rich to buy a Supreme Court justice, right? Yeah. And rich people just don't know what to do with their money. You're going to buy a Supreme Court justice, and you're going to buy a black one. There's only 2 of them there. I don't know.
Was he making fun of, who else was he making fun of besides those 2?
He was making fun of Don Lemon, Tucker Carlson.
What did he say about Don Lemon? I have to hear it.
I don't remember the exact things that he said about either of them.
But this was recently, then it sounds like.
This was last night.
Oh.
And C-SPAN, which airs the correspondence dinner, posted clips of it on their YouTube channel.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's good. Again, normally that's not really my jam.
Yeah.
Because there's something about making fun of powerful people when they're in the room that kind of diffuses it. It's more fun to insult them when they're not around, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, you don't want so you don't think that? No, I don't. Okay. So I've never made fun of a powerful person in the room, but don't you think it would be interesting if they were in the room and because if you make fun of them behind their back, they can't defend themselves, right?
Right.
But wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be kind of funny if they did defend themselves? While you're making fun of them, I don't know.
This is where you and I differ, and this is why typically I don't like the correspondence dinner stuff.
But I don't see the correspondence dinner either, so
nice.
I don't watch it. I'm just saying, wouldn't it be kind of funny if you heckled them to their face?
I guess so.
Yeah. Like, wouldn't it be funny to make fun of Chuck Schumer when he's right, 20 feet away from you? I don't know. I just think that he, even though he's very, very frustrating to hear and to deal with, and how hypocritical he is, it would be really funny to actually hear somebody heckle.
This is why you got to become a famous comedian, so you can do a thing at the correspondence dinner. Although knowing you, it'll be like attacking everybody, and then we'd get to the Republicans, and you'd be like, "Thank you, good night."
No, I'd probably make fun of them too. But I'm talking about establishment Republicans. Both.
Oh my goodness.
I'd make fun of both establishments.
Well, good. what's his name? Anthony Fauci was there.
Oh, really?
And Roy Wood Jr. said something like, if you go up and take a picture with Anthony Fauci, he'll give you the new vaccine. Or this is how we know that there's a new vaccine out. Because he's here tonight. I couldn't remember quite his line on him, but it made me laugh a little bit.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I heard they can be pretty, like, overrated too. I mean, President Trump made it pretty clear that he didn't want to go to those kinds of dinners.
But that's because he has a thin skin, though.
No, he just didn't want to. I mean, and there are people that have said, yeah, I don't really want to go to the dinner either. They're just kind of, not that fun.
As an outsider, I don't really care who's at the dinner or who's not. But
I don't either.
What I would say is if you don't go, it kind of gives the impression that you don't have a good sense of humor about yourself. Like, Trump also said that Alec Baldwin wasn't funny when he made fun of him on Saturday Night Live.
The only thing I thought was funny of Alec Baldwin's routine was when he was making fun of Jeb Bush. That was pretty funny.
Oh.
Jebra.
Yeah, boy.
Called him Jebra. I was like, what? I'm not Jebra. Because he's basically telling him that he's a woman.
I hear you. Yeah, anyway, I got the joke.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. But otherwise, I mean, I don't know. No, I don't know. I mean, from what I've understood, the reason why people don't want to go to these things isn't because they don't have a thin skin, but it's more like...
It's because they have a thin skin.
No.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
What is it because?
Because I just don't think it's that great. I mean, it's just the who's who, the higher ups are there, but it's really, like you said, it was overrated.
Mm-hmm.
And they just don't like how overrated it is. That's
yeah, but Trump in general doesn't have a good sense of humor about himself.
I don't know. I honestly think he does have a good sense of humor. I mean, I don't know.
About himself?
Possibly.
But you've watched hours and hours of his speeches, and all you're willing to say is he might have a good sense of humor.
No, he does. I mean, I've even heard him. I mean, I've heard him on when he was roasting. Remember, those presidential roasts.
Yeah.
Before the election,
mm-hmm.
And how he was kind of making light of how Hillary Clinton was at the.
No, you're not hearing me correctly.
What?
I think Trump is very funny, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I know as a good lib, I'm not supposed to say that, but it is true. He does make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I know I don't want an insult comic to be the leader of the free world, but that's another story. But he can't make fun of himself, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, can he make fun of himself? I'm not now. Keep in mind though, I've never really heard him make fun of himself to the extent that other people have. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he can't make fun of himself either.
But he also doesn't like it when people make fun of him, as evidenced by the Alec Baldwin thing, and he was afraid to go to the correspondence dinners when he was a president.
I don't think he was afraid to. I just didn't think that he was interested. It didn't sound to me like, oh, I'm so scared of these bullies.
Let me rephrase it.
It sounded to me like he didn't want to go because it wasn't... he would rather have a rally than go there.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. Let me rephrase it like this, though. I have not seen any good evidence that Trump has a sense of humor when it comes to himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I know we're going to talk about Mr. Rogers later, but maybe he was like Mr. Rogers where he thought things were funny, but there were things about his philosophy that were being made fun of, Mr. Rogers, I mean.
Oh.
And he didn't like people making fun of the way that he... his philosophy was for children.
I hear you. I would not compare Donald Trump to Mr. Rogers.
But no. I'm just comparing him in that sense. I'm not. They're two different people.
Right, but you could make fun of. Maybe he thinks the MAGA stuff is great, but you could have a sense of humor about your voice or about the cheating on the ex-wives or stuff like that.
Oh, well then maybe you should contact him and say that you should go on a comedy tour.
No, but for real, it is kind of funny that somebody who is embraced by the religious right had a history of cheating on his wives.
Well, there are people that are in the Christian community that have done that too, and it's not uncommon. You know, Amy Grant cheated on her husband.
I don't know who that is.
Amy Grant was a Christian singer.
Oh.
Michael English cheated on his wife. Jim Baker cheated on Tammy Faye Baker. It's not that it's right, but it's not uncommon to see that in the Christian community. So, you know, he's just as much a sinner as everybody else is.
Right, but maybe you can make fun of that aspect of it. Like, hey, I'm married and I'm going to be faithful this week. Or, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's not the best joke, but I'm coming off of this.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I that doesn't necessarily mean that you're right that he doesn't make fun of himself. I don't know. I haven't heard any jokes like that. It would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anywho, let's move on.
Okay. I'm sitting on the couch waiting for you. No, it makes it seem like you're just like running late and taking your time in the shower.
Like you're sitting by the phone and you're waiting for my call.
My blood pressure is going up. It wasn't like that at all. I know you're going to be in the shower. I have a rough idea based on, waiting for you in the past, how long it's going to be. I'm not annoyed, but I am on the couch waiting for you.
It's not super long.
Yeah. No. Okay. I wasn't really annoyed or anything. I'm just, just part of my day. I'm waiting for you and you never got out of that shower.
She died in there.
No, but I'm waiting for you.
Yes, go on.
And a friend texted me who's in the blind community.
Yeah.
Says, Bard offers Braille books now. Would you like to check some Braille books out of Bard and then let me borrow them? I respond with, I only use it for audiobooks, which I know makes me a bad blind guy. I did not write the part about me being a bad blind guy, but I sent it back to him and he's like, oh, could I use your account and you could lend me Braille books? And I said, no, people have had their accounts suspended doing that. Couldn't you use your own account?
Well, I'm guessing it's a he?
Yes.
Doesn't he have an account with Bard already?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I wouldn't borrow anybody's account. I don't feel comfortable borrowing anybody's account.
I will tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
This was over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I am now a proud member of Bookshare. But at the time,
yep,
it was only for students.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And a good friend of mine who lives in a different state than I do.
Yep.
Let me borrow his Bookshare credentials to download books. And we're talking probably 2009, 2010, somewhere around there.
Yep.
And he said, download books whenever you want. It's not a big deal. But just remember, there's a limit of how many you can get each month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And be mindful of that. So don't download the complete limit and, leave some books for me.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I would only download like 1 or 2 books a month,
mm-hmm.
which, as you know, isn't that much.
Nope.
And one day he calls me and he says, they're now tracing IP addresses, so you can use it, but you have to tell me what days you're going to use it. He was really cool about it.
Oh, okay.
And I said cool, but in my mind, I'm thinking I'm not going to use this account anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out my friend had also let somebody else use his Bookshare credentials, and that person met the limit within a couple of hours of how many books you could download per month.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you told me the story, but
I may or may not have, because there's a couple different stories I know of that happening to people.
Oh, really?
Yes. And as a result, I love being somebody's friend and confidant and all that great stuff. You are not getting my Bard or Bookshare credentials.
I wouldn't either.
No.
I wouldn't either. I don't care how nice of a person, that person is. I don't feel comfortable with them knowing any passwords or knowing any of that stuff. I don't.
I'm trying to think if I've ever given my passwords out to friends. Yes, I did. To a Pandora account over 10 years ago, and it was a free one. So I wasn't paying for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it, though. I don't believe in sharing that type of stuff.
I don't either. I don't.
And it's not that I don't like to stick it to big companies. I just don't want them to catch me and kick me off the service.
Well, even if it's, yeah, especially if you're paying for subscription. I don't want to do that. Even if I have a free account, I still don't feel comfortable giving.
Now, we don't do this, just to make it clear. But if you ever wanted to make a deal with me, and I would not do this with you because I know that you like commercials, but I'm just saying hypothetically
I don't
speaking.
like them. Okay.
I don't let me give my hypothetical, babes.
All right.
Since we're so close, if you wanted to make an exchange to where I get your Hulu password and you get my HBO Max login credentials, I would do that.
Yeah.
But again, there's nothing really in it for me because there's so many commercials on Hulu. So.
Okay, and yes. I don't use Hulu that much.
I thought you were a big fan.
I haven't used it in a while.
Okay.
I still use it, of course, but I don't use it like every day.
Do you pay for it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And I don't mind paying for it. It's fine. It's not breaking my bank, and Netflix isn't breaking my bank, so.
Oh, good.
I'm okay with that. But you're right. I like keeping those kinds of things to myself. I don't want to do that. Now, the only time I can think about when I've given somebody my password, and I've told you that I've been on a certain chat line for a while, and it was the biggest mistake of my life because this person, and he was friends with my... we knew mutual people, rather. I don't know if they were friends with him. So I thought, since he was a student at the blind school at one time and he knew some of my friends, and maybe that would be okay. Well, that was a big mistake because he blocked people from my account that I actually liked.
I don't understand this.
Yeah. Explain
this to me because I'm not in the chat room world. Why would you give somebody your chat room password? Because if they're going to go on a chat room, or chat line, they're going to know that it's not Alana immediately.
Okay, let me explain this to you.
Go ahead.
So I don't know what I was thinking, believe me. This is back in 2005.
I was young. What?
Don't make fun of me. I'm trying to...
Okay, all right, go ahead, babes. I love you. I love you.
I love you.
Okay, tell me the story.
I love you.
I love you. Give me the story. I love you. I love you. Have we talked about the I love you guy here?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to
do
the rest of the podcast with him?
No.
Okay.
Because we wouldn't get anywhere. Anyway, you would just keep going, I love you. Okay. So I told him that I'm taking a trip to Hawaii, and back then in 2005, we didn't have we only had like maybe nights and weekends.
Yes. Younger people don't remember that, but I do.
I do too. And we didn't have unlimited anytime minutes yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he thought was a good idea, and at the time, I don't know what I was thinking, but he was like, "Oh, okay, why don't you give me your password?" Because at the time, I thought, I was kind of thinking of starting up a friendship with him. "Oh, why don't you give me your password and I'll watch it for you?" And when he said "watch it," I didn't understand that he meant, "Oh, I will I'll go through people on the line and I'll block people for you." So when I got on there very, very seldomly, I noticed that there were people I didn't hear anymore. So when I got back home, what I did was I changed my password, and I had to go through and unblock everybody. I can't remember how I did that, but I had to unblock people that he blocked. And after a while, I was kind of distancing myself from this person and keeping my conversations with him very, very, very short. And then when the time was right, I blocked him.
Because it sounds like this guy was really into you.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't?
No, he
What
was
makes you say
not.
that?
Because he had this persona online that he was some kind of chatline police officer. And the reason why I mention this is because I know I've talked to people that have talked to him, and in real life he became some, you know how people say, oh, you're an honorary such and such, right?
Yes.
He became an honorary police officer because he went on this ride along with the police officer. I forgot why. And on the chat line, he would call, I won't say his his moniker,
don't.
But he would be like, he would pretend like he was a chat line officer, which is really stupid. And he would notify people, okay, you gotta block this person, but people could figure that out. And a good a friend of mine would be like, stop it, I already know that, stop messaging me. Well, he acted as a quote unquote chat line officer and decided that he thought it was best for me to have some people blocked.
Walk me through this.
Yep.
Before you go to Hawaii, you were just acquaintances with this person.
Yes, and he had another friend of mine who I guess they used to date, and so they were kind of like partners in crime or whatever you call them.
Mm-hmm. But they were broken up at the time, or
I don't know. I never kept track of them. I think in her mind they were together, and it didn't seem to me like he was interested in her, but I could be completely wrong about that. I don't know.
How long were you in Hawaii for when this whole stuff was going down?
I was in Hawaii for a month.
Okay. You come back and you slowly figure out how to change your password and unblock people.
Yep.
And I'm curious, did you ever confront this guy?
I think I did. I think I said, hey, you unblocked people, or I'm sorry, you blocked people that I liked. And I think I might have said something to him. I can't remember because it seemed like it was yesterday, but it was that far back.
Mm-hmm.
And after, I think his explanation might have been, if I did say anything to him, I think it would have been something like, oh, I didn't like this person or whatever. Well, over the, I don't know how many years, I was just slowly distancing myself. I end up blocking him. His friends on the system would say, hey, so-and-so wants you to unblock him. And I had to explain to them, hey, look, I blocked him for various reasons that I'm not going to go into, and I'm not going to unblock him.
You say over the years. Why did the process take that long?
It might not have been, I don't even remember why. I think it's because I thought I still, I changed my password for a while to see if he would try to get on my account, and he noticed that it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, okay, well, maybe this problem is going to be fixed. But then he was doing his police officer thing, and I just got really annoyed.
Oh, that he was representing himself a certain way on the hotline. So you guys, if I understand you right, you guys pretty much stopped talking rather very quickly after you returned, but occasionally you'd hear him in the chat rooms.
No, we would message each other still, but I was the one that was distancing myself.
So
not
it would
him.
Be one of those things where he would send you a text about, hey, Alana, I'm an honorary cop now, and I don't want anybody in my life listening to NWA or Ice-T, and you'd ignore it.
No, it wasn't like that.
You know what I mean, though. Okay. You wouldn't get back to him.
No, I would get back to him, but I would keep my messages short and to the point.
Oh.
So I would just, maybe message him a couple times and then would stop.
Why would you message him? Why would you give somebody like that fuel?
Well, I wasn't giving him a lot of fuel. I was just saying, oh, hi and bye,
nice.
Or hi or whatever, like making very, very small talk.
Yeah.
You know how when people distance themselves are kind of, they don't want to make it the conversation any deeper.
I hear you.
They want to make it very light. So, and he didn't catch on to what I was trying to do. he caught on to the password thing, which was fine with me. I didn't care if he knew that, but he didn't catch on to the fact that I was going to block him eventually.
Why did you wait so long to block him?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I wasn't always. I think maybe because he wasn't always on there when I was.
Oh, so somebody has to be on the chat line for you to block them.
No, they have to be on the chat line to message them. You can send them a message if they're off the line, if one of you has what they call a VIP membership.
Okay.
So if you don't, and sometimes he didn't, I didn't message him and I couldn't message him.
I got you. But I guess the question I would go back to is, let me rephrase this.
Okay.
If I gave somebody my account information, and I know that you were a lot younger then, and this was really before YouTube was a thing and podcasting. So this was a minute ago. This is a hot minute back.
A hot minute.
Right? Yeah. But if I gave somebody my account information and they started blocking people who I liked, and then I come back into town, figure out how to unblock people, Rick, would block that person immediately for thinking so highly of themselves that they could get rid of my friends.
Well, you have to understand, number one, we weren't talking to each other every day. And he didn't have my contact information because I wasn't giving it out.
Oh.
Number two, we weren't always on there at the same time.
Okay.
And so I just thought it was no big thing to not block him right away.
Yeah.
But I was eventually going to. Things were just leading up to it.
Nice.
Okay, does that make any sense?
I think I hear you.
Okay.
And
so it wasn't like we were constantly corresponding with each other, like how we talk to each other twice a day.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not like that where we actually know each other. It's that we had some kind of a friendship over the phone, or at least I thought we did, but we never met each other. So it wouldn't be any loss if I blocked him.
Eventually you did block him.
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Yes, I did.
Wow, good.
Yes, I did. And I also blocked his friend for other issues.
Oh.
Yeah. They were pretty messed up.
Well, I hope they died in the line of fire.
Uh-oh.
No, he was a fake cop.
He was a fake cop.
Nice. Yeah. Is this homeboy dead or what?
I don't know. I really don't know. He could be.
And I don't wish death on anybody. That was just a joke.
He was a guy above I told you about that would listen to police scanners all day.
Okay, that dude.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you doing that? It's just so really, unless you're actually like a manager of a store or who has to do security work or some kind of security guard or a police officer, why would you be listening to police scanners all day?
I wouldn't do that all day. But I could see having some fun and listening to it for a little while.
Oh, he did it all the time.
Did I tell you, babes?
What's that?
I was hanging out with my cousin one day, and I have a few different ones.
Yeah.
This was close to 20 years ago.
Yeah.
To give you an idea, here in Portland.
Yep.
And he was talking about how one of his friends had a police radio. So sometimes when he'd go over to his friend's house, they'd be listening to it. And he said, you wouldn't believe all the crazy stuff police officers have to deal with.
Wow.
Yeah.
There was one. Okay, so one time I was talking, I think it might have been on a cell phone or a cordless phone. And sometimes they would pick up police scanners. Isn't that weird?
That is weird. Or other calls.
Yeah, it was odd. Like, I remember, I think I was on one of my cordless phones when I was still living in Hawaii, or I might have been visiting, and I picked up a phone call that my neighbor was having with somebody. It wasn't like anything too personal or anything, but I thought it was really weird.
And you're like, well, I'm going to be quiet wishing you this.
You won't know anything. No. I thought, that's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever told anybody in my family about that.
Nice.
I don't remember if I did.
I can't remember if I told you this. So we mainly had line phones growing up.
Yes.
Well, when we had phones, because,
Yes.
it was one of those situations.
Yep.
My dad had a cordless phone for a while when I was like 7 or 8, but, he didn't believe in paying bills, so we got rid of that.
Okay.
And my mom didn't get a phone line until I was in 6th grade.
That's insane.
I know. So we'd always have to go down to the phone booth if we wanted to make a telephone call.
What?
Yeah, eventually she got one, though.
Okay.
So we're talking, I don't know, I'm assuming middle school, late middle school, so 8th grade, maybe early high school, 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking with the girl on the phone. And she had a cordless phone,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And I guess he lived in an apartment building. So we keep hearing, hello, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else who had either a cordless phone or a cell was coming through on the line when we were talking.
Mm-hmm.
And we hang up. We start the thing all over again. We get the same lady, and she says, could you please hang up? I need to call the hospital because my father just had a heart attack today.
Oh, no.
Yeah. She might have been bullshitting us, but it's an interesting experience.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Did I ever tell the story about when my sisters and I, my parents got us a separate phone line?
You mentioned it, but you didn't go into details.
And somebody was calling for someone with the last name Schumacher, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say what the guy's name was. And at the time, I was like 14 years old. And this guy turned out to be kind of creepy. Like, he seemed really creepy.
Oh.
And the last thing he asked me was, well, who lives there, you or your parents? And I said, hold on. And I hung up the phone.
Nice.
Because I was just like, ew, who's calling our phone line? Oh.
That used to happen in movies. I don't remember the name of the film. It was some 90s flick.
Yeah.
And a woman starts dating a guy and finds out he's a con artist. And the way they establish contact is he dials her number and then says he got the wrong number and then calls back and starts a conversation with her.
Oh, wow.
There's that. And then, of course, there's the beginning of the first Scream movie.
Oh.
You've seen Scream, right?
Yes. I believe I have.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Like the first two a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't continue with the franchise.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really creepy, the stuff with Drew Barrymore at the beginning.
Oh, I think I've seen parts of it. I don't know that I've seen the whole movie, but
oh, it is good.
Yeah.
It is solid, those two movies.
But what was creepy about the Drew Barrymore thing?
Just the way it was done. And I don't want to say anything more if you don't remember it or haven't seen it.
Mm.
But the way it ends up is not good.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe we'll watch it someday, babes.
What?
What?
No, I don't like scary movies.
It's not just a scary movie. There's a lot of humor in the first two films. It has your girl Courtney Cox. It has
Folks.
what?
It's
that's
Courtney...
my Portland accent.
It's not a Portland...
babes. That's my Portland accent.
You're singing on pulpit.
I never would.
Yes, you would.
I never would. They're fun films, the first two.
Yeah, I just don't like. I think I would watch it, except the it is not just the film, it's the scary music just makes it creepier to me.
I actually think you would like the movies. The Fonz is in the first one.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Henry
and
Winkler.
Timothy Oliphant.
I don't know who that dude is. I know his name.
He's an actor. I think he's originally from Hawaii.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I've seen parts of it, but I don't remember seeing the whole thing.
Oh. Well,
it was a cast of a whole cast of people: Courtney Cox, Nev Campbell, Drew Barrymore.
Mm-hmm. What's your girl who was engaged to Marilyn Manson is in it? Rose McGowan.
Rose McGowan was?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I heard Rose McGowan had a weird upbringing.
Yeah, I heard that too. But she's a good actress. At least I enjoyed her in Scream.
Yes.
Yeah. Really fun watching her.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Did I tell you the story about when my sister pranked me when I was 5 years old?
What did she do?
Okay. How can I say this without saying names? I think I know how.
Okay.
I was a little kid, and she said, "Hey, you know that girl that you're into, who's our next door neighbor? I have her phone number." And then she gives me the number. I call it, and I ask for the girl. And some lady answered, and she's like, "Do you want to talk to your mommy?" And I just hear my sister laughing.
That's what she said?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to your mommy?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're talking like 88 is when this happened. That's how long ago it was. Man. Yeah.
Did she know who you were?
No, it was just some random business number that my sister gave me.
Okay, that's funny. It wasn't so funny when my my one sister wrote a deficiency letter and put it in the mailbox and made it look like it was for my parents. And then the one time where they put a box of sweethearts in the mailbox and addressed it to me and said it was from the guy I had a crush on at the time in high school. And I mean, that wasn't nearly as bad as when she wrote a deficiency letter. I almost got in trouble for it, and my mom brought it to work.
So how did it come out that it wasn't true? Is this your mom realized it or what?
No, I think my sister told her. Because she asked me what my 6th grade teacher's name was who taught my math class.
Yeah.
And she wrote a deficiency letter and put it in the mailbox.
Nice.
And made it look like it was addressed to my parents. And my mom got really mad at me. And I said, I'm not missing any work, I promise. And then my sister told her, and then she took it to work because she thought it was really funny. And she never got in trouble for it. I wish she did get in trouble for it.
I told you here about the time when I was 8 and my sister said that my mom died.
No. Did you?
I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. By the way, my sister has since apologized profusely for this. But if you want to know why I have trust issues, this might explain it. So we're over at my dad's place waiting for my mom to pick us up. Mm-hmm. And my sister said, I got a call like a half hour ago. Mom died in a car accident. And, you're 8. You don't know. You don't understand, yeah. Right. So I'm like, really? And then my mom's car pulls up and I just start bawling my eyes out.
Oh.
And my mom got really pissed at my sister.
Yeah, I'm glad she got in trouble for that prank. But my sister never got in trouble for that one.
Well, your sister died.
No, she didn't.
I didn't want to tell you she died in a car accident when I got the phone call.
Okay, don't do that on me now.
Did I forget to give you that message?
Okay, that's on what's that one movie?
I switched it around a little bit. That's from in Loaded Weapon 1.
Loaded Weapon 1.
She takes home the grocery boy, the bag boy from the grocery store. Mm-hmm. The wife does, Samuel L. Jackson's main squeeze, and she's all talking about, isn't this great? He's here. And I think Samuel L. Jackson offers him some coffee, and the wife says he came from an abusive home. And Samuel L. Jackson's just like, so no on the coffee. And then she's like, I'm thinking about taking him up to visit mother this weekend. And Samuel L. Jackson says to her, babe, let's be realistic. Your mom died 8 months ago. She starts,
did I?
And she starts crying, and he's like, did I forget to give you that message?
He was really funny in that movie.
He's great. He's great in everything he's in.
He was funny. I mean, he was a different character in that movie. He was really funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
I'm a big Samuel L. Jackson fan.
Oh.
Obviously, at some point, we're going to watch Pulp Fiction, but we also got to watch Fresh. I don't know what you think of Fresh, but I think you might enjoy it.
He's fresh.
Yes, he doesn't have a big part in Fresh, but he's really good in it. He plays the dad of the main character. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you feel about main characters, babes?
Oh, as long as they're good. As long as they're good at being main characters, I'm fine with it.
Nice. Did you say it being mean characters?
Being the main characters, not mean characters.
Very good.
My goodness.
Oh, my badness.
Okay.
Yesterday, babes.
Yep.
We had a reading hour.
We did. And I got, I am officially halfway. I didn't finish the, I'm at the 10th chapter now, but I'm halfway through the book.
I read more of the Bernie Sanders new book. I'm not at the halfway point yet, but I'm getting there.
Okay.
Tell me about Postmodern's Pilgrim's Progress. It feels from what I'm hearing from you that the names are still like a little bit too on the nose.
I never said that.
That's the sense I get from what you've told me about the book.
Did I say that?
No, I'm saying that's the sense I got. Babes.
Okay. I never said that to you.
Do you think that that's true?
Well...
let me phrase it to you this way. Do you think that I'm going to think it's true?
I don't know what you're going to think about it. I mean, I think that it would definitely make more sense in our modern age. Yeah, it would make more sense in our modern age. I don't know if it'll be on the nose to you. That's something that you're going to have to decide.
Okay, but you do have a sense of my personality.
Yes, a little too much.
Not enough.
A little too much. Anyway.
You're hanging out with one of society's great minds.
Oh.
You're dating a great underrated mind.
Oh, pish posh.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, as Mrs. Potts would say.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, pish posh, or whatever she'd say. Anyway, so so there is these two characters named Ryan and Faith, and they are considered pilgrims that are traveling to the Golden City to see the king. And they each have been given a book to read, to study about the strategies that they need to use to get to this Golden City. And he gets his leg injured. I mean, there's a bunch of things that happens. There's a bunch of things that happen in the midst of their journey, but where I am is first he gets his leg injured by this two-headed bull, and they go to this opulent house, and it is owned by a man who calls himself Health and Wealth, and he lives in the House of Prosperity. And he takes them in and tells Ryan, who's the main character, you have to rest now. You need your strength in order for you to get to the Golden City. So he puts this ointment on his leg and heals his leg. But Faith is his companion, and she realizes that Health and Wealth is not what he really seems. Everything looks beautiful, but it's actually really filthy on the inside. And they end up leaving, and they end up at a city called Evangelion, and this is where a lot of time is devoted to studying the king and how to get to the city. But a lot of pilgrims that live in this city get stuck here, and they don't want to leave because it's so comfortable and it's a beautiful city, but they don't want to leave. And by that time, it's already too late for them. And so they're kind of trapped in this city. So that's where I am. And I think where I end up is where I ended up at the end of the chapter is that they leave Evangelion, and the pastor that they meet shows them the way out of the city.
I'm a little concerned that this book is going to be simplistic like the last one, but I'm going to give it a shot. Yes.
There may be some things that you may not know.
There are a few things out there that I don't know.
No, I mean about in the book, the way that it's explaining some concepts to you.
I don't know, babes.
Oh.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really where I am.
Tell.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
You were nice enough to order us some ice cream and cheesecake the other day.
Yesterday.
But
yes,
the cheesecakes were very, very small.
Yeah, and I ordered something that was supposed to be $11 and a much bigger piece of cheesecake for the both of us to share. But instead, it was a box with 2 individual cheesecakes in another box. 2 boxes. But we got our cheesecake, we just didn't get a bigger piece.
Yes.
I was going to get a chocolate pie, But you had to thaw it because it was a frozen pie.
Maybe we could do that next weekend there, Jaylo.
Yeah, remind me about that.
I will.
Okay.
Because I know how much you want a chocolate pie.
The one chocolate cream pie that I bought before was really good.
It was.
It was super good, and it was just the right amount of chocolate, just the right amount of sweetness. It was not too rich. That was the weekend that we saw Space is the Place.
That's right. That was really good.
It was good.
I mean, the pie.
Yes, the pie. Oh, you know what?
What's
I should
up?
check to see if there's a chocolate peanut butter pie.
We could do that.
Yes. I don't eat pies very much, and as well as you don't eat pies very much, but I like buying those kinds of things for us as a treat.
I do too.
And then I bought ice cream, and the ice cream I chose because I wanted to get the Tillamook banana split, but instead I got Tillamook monster cookie ice cream.
It was pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've never had monster cookies, but from what I understand, it's made with oats, peanut butter, and M&Ms, and it sounds delicious.
Yes.
Yes.
I saw that your girl Katie from the kitchen has a recipe for, what is it?
No-bake peanut butter cheesecake.
Yes. And that might be fun to make.
That sounds delicious.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do.
But I don't have a springform pan.
I could bring one over.
Okay.
I don't even know if she requires it because I haven't watched the full thing.
Ah. Okay.
We got to get my food processor over here. It'll make things so much easier for you. It's big, so I might bring it over in a couple parts. So like one day I'll bring the base and the next weekend I'll bring the container that you actually put the food in.
Okay.
So the base has the engine for it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you think about that there, Jaylo?
Well, I've cleaned it before. I know it's not that hard to clean.
Yeah.
Just be careful with the blade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I the only problem is like if I get any more like cooking stuff, I'm not sure where I'm going to put everything.
I know where you could put it.
Really?
Yeah, you could put it next to your rice cooker.
Oh, are you sure?
I am sure.
Okay, because it isn't the smallest appliance. I have the rice cooker and I have the slow cooker.
The slow cooker is really small, though. I honestly think that you should get a bigger slow cooker, but that's just me. Yeah.
Eventually, I may do that.
Yeah, but I might have to start moving over the food processor there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And I also have the skillet.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I just have to figure out where I'm going to put everything.
It's fine where it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I know. No, it's fine where it is. I'm just saying, well, where am I going to put an extra appliance?
I just told you by the rice cooker. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We made one of our go-tos for dinner last night. Tuscan chicken.
It was delicious.
Yes.
And I have leftovers, which I'm really happy about. That sauce is really good, too.
It was.
I love sun-dried tomatoes. It just makes everything taste so good in that dish.
I like it, too.
Yes.
I stuffed myself on this.
Yeah, and I said, you know what? If you can't finish it, just give it to me. I'll eat it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have been kind enough to give me the rest of your stuff.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, I'll just eat it for leftovers. I like leftovers.
We got to figure out what we're going to make next weekend, babes. But we got some time.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, wheel time.
Wheel time.
Babes.
Yeah?
In the summer of 1990, well, let me go even further back than that. In I want to say 97 or 98, I hear about this film that's being made called Eyes Wide Shut. And the press is having a field day with this film because if I remember right, the film was only supposed to take a couple months to shoot and they ended up making it over like a 1.5 year period. Harvey Keitel was originally part of the cast, but then he was fired.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Stanley Kubrick was inspired to make the movie after watching a porno.
Wow.
These are some of the rumors about the film.
Okay.
And sometimes it's difficult to separate fact from fiction.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying that this stuff is true, but I'm saying this is what I heard about the film before it actually came out.
Yeah.
And they're also saying that this is a very sexual film with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, who younger people won't get it, but they were kind of like the Kim Kardashian and Kanye West of our generation.
Yeah, they were the it couple for a while. They definitely were.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know about now, but at the time, there were many rumors going around that Tom Cruise was gay, which there's nothing wrong with being gay. But in the 90s, while we had open-minded people who were cool with gay folk, it could still be detrimental to somebody's career. So you have like the top movie star in the world in one of the biggest relationships at that time who a lot of people think is in the closet. Right? Uh-huh. And making a very sexual film with a controversial director that's gone way over its shooting schedule and incredibly over budget. And this film was supposedly inspired by a porno movie.
Wow.
So there was a lot of lead up to this movie.
Yeah.
In July of 1999, it's released. And everybody's talking about it. You remember when it came out, right?
Yes, I did. In fact, I remember the music.
Yes, from the trailer.
Yes, I remember the music from the trailer, and it was really creepy. I'm like, what is that about?
It was a pretty big deal when this film was released.
Yeah.
I did not see it in the theater. I wanted to, but just other stuff got in the way. I was really busy that summer.
Uh-huh.
But I want to say in October or November of that year, I'm at home. It's a Saturday, and my mom, worked all Saturday because she was a nurse. So I had the place all to myself.
Yeah.
And I go on pay-per-view, order the movie, but I believe I had eaten some pot brownies. I was super high when watching this movie.
So you probably didn't remember some of it.
There's a lot of it that I'm just like, what is this? And having seen the film again, a lot of it kind of feels like a dream anyway.
Yeah.
So
the way it was described.
Yeah, I had forgotten most of it.
Yeah.
But I do have a copy of it.
Yeah.
And I just never watched it between then and now. Last night, we sat down. This was your first time viewing the movie. And in some ways, it was mine too, because even though I saw it, I wasn't really there.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the description of the film now that I've given you some of the setup.
Okay. So it starts when, Bill and Alice, I forgot what their last name was.
Hartford?
Yes, thank you. Bill and Alice Hartford are getting ready to go to the Ziegler's Christmas party, I think it was.
Yeah.
And it's a big affair. It sounds like they're like I don't know if his wife was in this one, right? Did you see him with his wife?
At the party?
Yeah.
They are.
Oh, Ziegler. Yeah, Ziegler's. Yeah.
You mean is Ziegler's wife there?
Yes, is Ziegler's wife.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant is Nicole Kidman in this part. No. I don't know.
Okay, so I don't know if Ziegler is married. That's his name.
Yeah.
And things are happening to where Xandor is this guy who ends up talking to Alice, Nicole Kidman's character. And this is going on while Bill, Dr. Bill Hartford, is talking to two young British women. The Xandor is British too. And he was trying to get her to think of the idea of cheating on her husband with him. And the other women were trying to get him away long enough from his wife so that they could do stuff together. But nothing ever happened between him and the two girls and her and Xandor, even though Xandor, that's like really the only time you see him in the movie. So they get back home and, by the way, they do have a little girl. She was watched by the babysitter.
Yeah, but the little girl is more like seen and not heard.
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yes.
She's just sort of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's sort of there. So they get back home. She ends up getting high off of marijuana. She's smoking a joint there in bed.
Oh.
And she gets really, like, kind of crazy, actually. And basically saying, like, oh, would you have thought of sleeping with those two women? Did you sleep with them? Why were you gone for so long? And he said, well, first off, I never did anything with anybody. And the reason why I was gone was because I was trying to wake up a girl that had an overdose upstairs in Ziegler's place. And I don't remember, did she mention about that guy that was talking to her at the... Oh, I'm sorry. He asked her, who was the guy you were dancing with? And so... trying to make his point, well, why are you asking me when you're dancing with some guy that isn't me? And so she starts to get very angry and aggressive and saying things like, you don't think that you would have done anything with your patients. What are you doing when you're giving them breast exams? Or what are you doing when you're giving them any kind of exams? And he's like, well, first off, I'm a doctor. And I would never, ever, ever think about that when I'm looking at my patients, because they're just my patients.
And they're not thinking about that either.
And he said, and by the way, women, when I'm doing a breast exam, women are thinking, what if he finds something wrong with me?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're thinking about. Which he made an interesting point.
Yeah, and I can speak from experience when I've given breast exams. You're usually very thorough about it, and just want to make sure that everybody's in good health.
You're not a doctor, by the way.
I've never pretended to be, okay. But I have given breast exams before.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, and I wasn't talking about you necessarily, Bubs.
What do you mean?
You giving breast exams?
No, but I'm just saying. I know you were talking about him, but I can speak from experience as somebody who's given a few breast exams in my life, that oftentimes people are more worried about the health implications than anything else.
So he made a point, but she was very aggressive and very angry for whatever reason, and it didn't make the night very good.
No.
And so the next day, he's walking around. Some kids are... I don't want to tell everybody everything.
Because you skipped a fair portion of the movie just now.
I know.
Okay.
Why don't you fill in some of that then?
Well, what I would just say, only because so much ended up happening that night, because maybe we don't want to give that part away when she's telling the story about the naval officer.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
But right after that, he gets a phone call that one of his patients had died.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that too.
Okay, that happens that night though.
Yeah, one of the patients has died. He goes over to the house and is talking to Marion, his daughter, and then
the daughter of the guy who just died.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Marion, the guy's daughter. And in the midst of the conversation, she's talking about her fiance Carl, that they're supposed to get married. But in the middle of all that, she admits to him that she's in love with him. And he said, Marion, you have to really think about this, because you are really upset. Your dad just died. We barely know each other, okay? I'm only your father's doctor. So he leaves. He walks around. I think this is the part where he meets Domino. He walks around. These kids are kind of messing with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he meets this young prostitute named Domino. Goes to her house. They almost do something, but his wife calls and says, well, how long are you going to be gone for? And he says, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be gone for. And she goes, well, okay, I'm going to go to bed then. So she goes to bed. And he ends up not doing anything with her and pays her about $150.
But what he does do is he goes to see his friend who's playing piano.
Nick.
Yep.
Nick Nightingale.
And Nick used to go to school with him, and he was also at the party near the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
And this opens up a whole new can of worms for Tom Cruise.
Right. So he's talking to Nick, and Nick admits, hey, I don't know where I'm going to be performing night after night because I play blindfolded, which is kind of weird.
I've actually known a fair amount of musicians who've done that, but I realize that I'm in the minority of people.
Really? You do that? You know people that do that?
That have done that in the past, yeah.
Wow. And he's like, he gets it. So Nick gets a phone call saying, okay, well, I'm going to be there, but, just let me know where it is. And he writes it down. And Bill's like, can I please go with you? Because I get the sense that he doesn't want to go home to an angry woman.
And he also wants a little bit of an adventure in his life.
Yeah, he wants some time to himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, well, first off, you're not qualified to go there because look at your clothes. You got to wear a costume and a mask. Which leads him to this costume store late at night, the Rainbow Fashions, who is no longer owned by the original owner of the place. And the guy who's there, I don't know if he's Russian. I think he might be Russian. He says, Mr. So-and-so went to Chicago, and I forgot what his name was.
But he gets a costume.
Mr. Milich is the new owner.
He gets a costume with a mask, goes to the party. Sorry, I interrupted you. Do you want me to?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. And they know that he's not part of the in crowd, even though he knows the password.
Yep.
So there's this really interesting scene that I know we're giving a lot about the movie away, but it's going to make sense when we do the analysis because there's so many different things that I want to talk about in relation to this film, which is maybe why we're going into more detail with this one than we would with other movies.
Yeah.
But he's basically dragged out in front of a bunch of people. His mask is taken off, and he's told, if you ever say a word about this to anybody else, we're going to come out and kill you and your family.
Yep.
And
he was, they were going to do something to him. Of course, it wasn't clear about what they were going to do. And one of the women at the party was warning him, saying, you have to leave here. You have to leave here now. Mm-hmm. Don't ever come back. And she says, no, you leave him alone. I am going to redeem him. And the head person of this party says, do you realize what you just said? And she said, yes, I do. And they let him go. And so he gets home, and his wife has this horrible dream that she was with the naval officer, but then she was also with other men, like so many men that she doesn't even know how many. And she's crying because she said, when you were away trying to find our clothes, because they were naked in the dream, when you were away trying to find our clothes, I was really happy that you were gone. So at the end of her dream, she says, I wanted to make fun of you, and I laughed at you. I laughed at you because I thought it was your fault that this was going on. And he basically wanted to make him out to be a fool. Mm-hmm. So that happened. He tries to find all these people the next day. He brings the costume back. Should we maybe we should talk about the daughter.
We don't have to necessarily talk about the daughter.
He brings the costume back to the store without the mask because he lost it.
Yep.
He goes back to Somerton House, which is that big mansion where the party was, but he was thinking about the words of the lady, and then he leaves. Then he goes to see Domino and meets her roommate Sally, and almost does something with Sally, but she says, "Oh, by the way, the thing I want to tell you is that Domino got the results from her doctor's appointment, and it turns out she has HIV." Mm-hmm. dodges another bullet. And then he tries to look for Mandy, who's the girl that had overdosed and almost died at Ziegler's house, and it turns out that she died.
Then he talks to a friend of his who was out the house the night before and basically says, you don't know how lucky you are. If I told you some of the people who were at the party behind the masks, you would be freaking out right now.
Yep. And finds out that his friend Nick was okay.
Yeah, because he also went to the hotel where Nick was supposed to be staying and found out that he was checked out with two other guys, basically, making sure that he didn't escape.
And he was very scared.
Yeah, but the guy at the house says, no, we just put him on a plane back to Seattle where he lives, and he got off easy considering what happened last night.
Yep. Yeah.
Tom Cruise goes back to see her girl Nicole Kidman. I can never speak.
Yeah.
And basically, they spend the rest of the night talking about what happened.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming sexuality.
Yeah.
The next day, they have to take their daughter out to buy Christmas presents.
Yep.
They do. She says this thing at the end of, let's pretend like the last night was basically a weird dream.
Yeah, she basically said, well, maybe we should be grateful for our adventures in, whether they were real or whether they were a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess what I got out of that was that, things happen, but maybe we should start off here.
And it ends with a great line by Nicole Kidman. She says, let's fuck. She did say that, didn't she? At the very end of the movie?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course you would think it was a great line.
Well, I do.
Of course you would, because you're that vulgar.
Okay, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
This is a very complicated movie. One thing that I forgot to say when I'm giving the build-up of the film is Stanley Kubrick died, I want to say maybe 3 months before the film actually came out. Mm-hmm. So this was his last film as a director. Mm-hmm. There's so much to say about this film. I don't know how much of it is going to be coherent, but there's a lot of, obviously there's like a secret society element out there. Mm-hmm. And some people have speculated, I don't necessarily subscribe to this theory, that Stanley Kubrick was killed because of
this movie?
Yeah, what's inferred in this movie, yes. Mm-hmm. Now, if we just look at this as a film and we don't know the history behind it, then it's easy to dismiss it. But we got to look a little bit deeper at the players involved. Let's go with Kubrick. A lot of people think that his films, they're more than just movies. They say something. So I'm only going to give a few examples, but Dr. Strangelove, mm-hmm. It's not just a comedy. It's a comedy about nuclear war. And it comes out, I think, the year after the Bay of Pigs disaster, mm-hmm. which a lot of people think could have ended civilization as we know it, mm-hmm. right? We have Lolita, which is about underage sex and pedophilia, mm-hmm. and also how men dominate women, and in some ways, how women dominate men. Mm-hmm. We have 2001: A Space Odyssey, which I have not seen, mm-hmm. but there's a big controversy over this film. And
really?
Do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
Okay. A lot of people think, and again, I don't necessarily buy into this theory, but it's been out there for a while, that Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing. Okay. We never went to the moon, and Stanley Kubrick shot the footage and helped the folks at NASA cover up the fact that we never went to the moon. And in exchange for that, they let him use special technology to make 2001: A Space Odyssey.
That's so far-fetched.
That's never been confirmed.
Yeah.
But that is a rumor that's out there. Okay. We won't go into his 70s films because quite frankly, I haven't seen them, but I know that there's controversy over them. Full Metal Jacket, it's about war and what it does to us as a people and how it can lead some of us to kill unjustly. Mm-hmm. By the way, that's a great movie, even though the second half isn't as good as the first. Oh. We still got to watch it sometime. Oh. Okay, now we come up to his last film, Eyes Wide Shut. Mm-hmm. Again, we can't look at this just as a movie. In some ways, we have to look at this as this is Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman playing a version of themselves. They're not acting as much as they are just saying, I'm Bill Harford and I'm Bill Harford's wife, but we're really these two famous actors. Right. Because in the movie, they're not famous, but they have access to a lot of stuff. Right. They are rich. Yeah. And the scene where Tom Cruise takes off his mask in front of those people. Uh-huh. Well, the people are also masked up. Yeah. So we could look at it like Tom Cruise is taking off a mask in front of his audience. And what do people call a wife who's married to somebody who's gay? They call them the beard. So the beard represents the face. The mask represents something that's covering the face too. Mm-hmm. And so he's letting his real face being seen in front of the audience. Mm. And he's letting us know that he's gay. Now, I'm not saying this is what is the actual case.
It's helping. So the beard is helping them hide.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Just like the mask is. I'm not saying that he's really telling us he's gay. I'm telling you that this is what some people infer from this scene. Is that he's letting us know that he's gay. He's showing us his true face. And Tom Cruise can't do this in real life. Because what happens when the character does this? Things in his life start to fall apart. Mm-hmm. People he knows die in quick order or get shipped away. Yep. And so we can infer from that the reason that Tom Cruise isn't coming out of the closet is because he's afraid it's not only going to affect him, but the people around him.
What I thought was kind of a telling scene was when he comes home late. Yeah. And he finds Alice sleeping next to the mask that he was looking for.
Exactly.
And he just is bawling his eyes out on the side of the bed and he says, I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you everything. Mm-hmm. It was a very interesting scene.
And that's the other part of this, because in a way and again, I want to make perfectly clear, because I know Tom Cruise is a litigious guy. That's not him as a character. That's him, Tom Cruise, saying, I'm going to confess all my secrets to you, my wife, Nicole Kidman. This was what some people would mm-hmm. read into it. Mm-hmm. And then when she gives that speech at the end about all of our adventures, whether they were real or imaginary, mm-hmm. that's really Nicole Kidman saying, whether he's gay or not, we're going to move on together. And her saying, let's fuck, is almost saying he's going to be straight after this. This is what some people read into the movie. Now, there's also more meaning to this, right? Because Tom Cruise is part of the Church of Scientology. Yeah. So him going to that secret event and the Church of Scientology, there's weird stuff there. We're not going to go into the whole thing, but they're weird.
Yes.
At least that's what I infer from what I've read about them.
Right.
It's also saying, I can't let my mask down, meaning leave the Church of Scientology, because that would bring bad things upon the people I care about.
Right.
What do you think of what I just said about this?
That could be possibly true, that it is a portrayal of what happened with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman's marriage. Mm-hmm.
Because they divorced about 2 years after this movie came out.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it's definitely possible, but I don't know if that's really correct.
I don't know either. And that's why the thing that she says at the end, whether our adventures are true or just a dream, because I'm not in their world.
Mm.
I don't know if Tom Cruise is gay or not, and I don't really care. And I don't know what their marriage was like, and it's none of my business.
Well, and then
but
there was, and then, the whole thing with their children and all
yeah,
that,
how they adopted kids, and they don't really talk about their adopted kids anymore. So in a sense, their adopted kids were seen and not heard, like the daughter in this movie.
Right.
But what I will say is, I'm sure that they were aware of what the public was saying about them. And so maybe Tom Cruise felt like maybe Tom Cruise is a straight guy and felt like he could leave the Church of Scientology.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't need to come out of the closet because he was never gay.
Yeah.
But I would assume they knew when they were making this movie that people like myself were going to read into it. Certain things. And
they would come up with, whatever conclusions they came up with.
Yeah.
But maybe it's gonna be one of these weird theories that it could be about their lives, or maybe it isn't about their lives, but we'll never really know.
We'll never know, and they don't want us to know.
Yeah.
And I think that's clear by her little spiel at the end, but that's clear because of the way Hollywood works in general. Then we have to come to the question, is this a good movie?
Mm-hmm.
And I know people always give crazy answers, but I'm about to do that even though I don't like that in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really interesting, captivating film if you know the history of the people involved with it. But I don't know if people are going to look back in it in 100 years and say this is a classic movie, because they won't have that cultural context that you and I do.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I think this is like one of those movies where I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems very odd and bizarre. And for all I know, it could be mirroring their own marriage. So I don't know.
I think I could see myself visiting it again, but in the same way I did when I was a teenager. Not with pop brownies, but meaning I don't want to watch this film tomorrow or even in 10 years, but I could see in 24 years watching it again after a lot of time has passed and see what else I could pick up from it, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, in a thumbs up or thumbs down world, what does this film get from you?
I honestly don't know.
See, for me, it definitely gets a thumbs up, but I also completely understand why this film is not for everybody.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to, I don't know how to pitch it. I don't know if I should discourage anyone from watching it, because, like I said, I think this is like one of these movies that I may not watch again.
Yeah.
Just because it was just so bizarre. It's kind of how I felt about, that one movie about Wonder Woman?
I hear you.
It's just odd and bizarre, but I think the Wonder Woman movie was more odd and bizarre, but this one was pretty bizarre.
Oh, see, that's odd because I think this movie is way more bizarre than the Wonder Woman.
I mean, okay, maybe I should rephrase this. I think they both have their own bizarreness.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'll watch this one again.
I'm glad that we do watch films like this because it challenges us, right, as film watchers. Don't you think so?
Mm-hmm.
It's great to watch a film like The Shawshank Redemption or Treasure of the Sierra Madre that we can agree are masterpieces.
Yes.
But watching a film and at the end of it, you really have to think whether you like or hate the movie is more interesting. Yeah,
and it's kind of like, when we watch Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can tell people to watch it because of the subject matter. Even though there was a lot of funny things in there, a lot of humor.
But there's also a lot of serious stuff.
But there's a lot of violence. There's,
But then there's also the subtext of this kid feels alone in the world. He feels like he's not loved. He realizes that his parents were fighting the Nazis while he was pretending to be one.
Right. And that he really wasn't one. He just wanted to be a part of the in crowd.
And he didn't know any better because he was raised in that environment.
Yep. And his imaginary friend was Hitler.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I think Jojo Rabbit is one of the best movies I've seen that's been released in the last 20 years.
Mm.
I really think it's that good. But, again, I could understand why people would disagree with me on that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's experience with the film is going to be different.
Yeah.
And it's very visceral, like... Eyes Wide Shut is visceral.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very interesting film.
Yes.
I don't think we've done it justice, just because we could have spent a half hour talking about the Church of Scientology, right? And the secret society stuff. And I know I glossed over it, but I don't want to be here all day.
Yeah, and there's a lot to say about the Church of Scientology that I prefer that we don't talk about because it's just too odd.
I'm sure that there are film commentary videos on this movie.
Yeah, like from The Take.
Yeah, there'd have to be.
The Take does a really good job at commentaries with movies.
I haven't watched any videos about this film, though.
Yeah.
This is just what I've gathered reading different things online over the years.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things to where I wish I could sit down with Tom Cruise for a couple hours and just discuss this one movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's good.
It is.
Do you have anything else you want to say about it?
No, I think I've said what I needed to say. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to watch it again, but it was definitely an experience.
It was. Babes?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, give me a kiss.
Why?
Oh, because I will.
Okay. It's that middle of the podcast thing, I guess.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think we're closer to the end, but I hear what
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In the midst of all of what we said.
We watched a documentary last night.
I was looking forward to see this because I knew it came out a few years ago and I heard it was really good.
About Frederick Rogers.
I just call him Fred, Bubs.
Okay.
You don't know this man.
Called Won't You Be My Neighbor?
It was really good.
Yeah.
Couple things I didn't know. I did not know that he played the piano. I don't know. No one told me that he played the piano.
I tried to. You wouldn't listen.
No, I didn't know that.
No, I'm joking.
You actually saw him at a piano before.
I did. At
Mr. In the show, right?
I remember that, but I stopped watching it when I was like 5.
Yes, he's very good. I would have liked to have known like how he started with the piano because I liked that he was doing a demonstration. Like,
if I remember right, sorry to interrupt you. I think he was a little kid and he started playing it in church.
Yeah.
But keep going.
But he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no idea that he played music with the musicians that were playing the theme song. I also didn't know that he came from a rich family. I had no idea. I also didn't know that he had childhood diseases, and when he would be lying in bed resting, he would play with all these action figures and things. Really got into making things up on his own because he was alone sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I thought it was really interesting, and that both him and his wife Joanne grew up learning that they, being told that they should not express their anger. Kind of interesting.
Yes. I had a workout buddy, and I don't know if this was 2016 or 2017, but him and I are talking about Mr. Rogers, and he says there's a great clip on YouTube of him talking to some senator, and this is from like the late 1960s. Mm-hmm. So I go home and I search for it. It's amazing.
It is.
And I'm glad that they show that in the actual film because I've been trying to get you to watch it for a while, but you always blew me off when I suggested it.
I don't think I blew you off. I just never watched it.
Oh, what did you think of that interaction?
That was great because I remember when he was saying, well, I do have a piece of, I have a statement here, but it would take a while for me to read it, so I'm just going to say what I have to say.
But the way he says that, he's like, the first thing a child learns is trust in a home, and I'm going to trust that you're going to read this.
Yeah, I like that because he's now trying to hone in what he wants to say about children's programming and that he cared about children. And I believe he meant it. He said, I really, I really care about children. I also care about what they're watching on TV and what they're learning. And I just liked how he said that. And he just seemed so genuine when he talked about that.
They talk about how Mr. Rogers was tolerant of people, how there was a black cast member who didn't want to play cop, but Fred talked him into it. Yeah. And there's an episode from, I want to say 1969, when Fred is washing the guy's feet.
And he's washing his feet too.
Yeah, the black officer's feet, which is a big thing considering where this country was as far as civil rights back then. The guy who played the officer, what was his name?
Francois Clemens, who was actually a singer.
Yeah.
He sang opera.
He was gay.
Yeah.
And they told the story. I'm assuming this happened in the late 1960s. Francois goes to a gay bar, and it gets back to the producers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Fred pulls him aside and explains, you can't do this because I'm going to have to fire you if this comes out because our sponsors won't stand for it. And in the context of today, that's wrong. But in the late 60s, I'm assuming that most employers would fire somebody if they found out that their employee was gay. And his wife said that he eventually learned to look past the fact that Francois was gay. And Francois said that Mr. Rogers was like a father to him. He didn't have a good relationship with his father or stepdad.
And he said that they never really told him that they loved him, and Fred was the only one that did.
There's a great line in the documentary that, of course, I'm going to butcher, but Mr. Rogers, I guess Francois is on the set, and Mr. Rogers says, I love you just the way you are. But they're shooting the show, and after they wrap, Francois says to him, it felt like you were talking to me. Mr. Rogers is like, I've been talking to you for the last 2 years.
And I'm glad that you finally figured that out.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. But he was talking to a lot of people. He wasn't just talking to him. But
he was also talking to him.
I know.
All right, go ahead, babes.
Okay. I thought that it was really interesting too that they always talked about they said that he was very deeply into his faith because he was a Presbyterian minister. And they also said that he wasn't really preachy about it, but he showed it by action.
Yeah.
And I thought that really spoke volumes to me because you can say that you're really you would consider if someone said that they would consider themselves a Christian, but their life doesn't really show it. And even if he didn't agree with, for example, the way that Francois lived his life or anyone that lived their lives a certain way, he wanted to show them anyway that they were people too.
And he said, too, I love you just the way you are. So he wasn't saying, I love you and you can't be gay anymore.
Yeah.
Or I love you and I wish you were white. He was saying, I love you just the way you are. To me, that's such a powerful statement because it's like, people always talk about Christian kindness, but I always get the sense that it's lip service. With him, the more I read about him or see documentaries like this, I get the sense that he was truly a believer in that term Christian kindness. Like it wasn't just something...
As Christian love, by the way.
Or I've heard Christian kindness.
Okay. Well, I think it's more than just kindness.
Oh.
Or maybe the word should be charity. Yeah, that's what the charity is in the sense of the word.
You get the sense that he believed in that.
Yeah.
And that he just used Christianity as his template for learning about how to be kind to others.
I think he's an example of the scripture, love thy neighbor as thyself. He loved his neighbor as he loved himself.
Yeah.
And that's an example to follow. And it's not always easy to follow that.
You might want to discuss this because I don't know much about this case, even though it's mentioned in the movie, the little boy in the wheelchair.
Yes. So there's a little boy named Jeffrey who wanted to see Mr. Rogers, and they shot it where Mr. Rogers is talking to him about how he got his wheelchair, and he's explaining that, something happened and now my hands can't move, and my arms and hands can't move, and my legs can't move. I forgot what disease it was. And that's why he's sitting in a chair. And then they end up singing a song called It's You I Like. And that was a really good scene. And then, years later, I don't know how many years later, but I heard a clip of this I believe it was on YouTube.
Yeah, the follow-up is not in the documentary.
It's not in the documentary. I wish they showed it. But there was a thing in honor of Mr. Rogers, and there was an audience there. And Jeffrey made a guest appearance, and he's like, Jeffrey, I'm so happy to see you. And he was just very surprised that Jeff was there.
Nice.
And I don't remember, I think he might have given him an award or was presenting something for him, but it was such a touching scene. And it just showed that he loved so many kids. And he didn't care if they were, he didn't care if they were rowdy or if they were weird, or he just loved these kids.
Yeah. And the only people who really had a problem with that was Fox News and the Westboro Baptist Church. Everybody else thought it was great that he loved kids.
Well, I wasn't watching Fox News at this time, so I didn't know that they were saying this. I thought it was interesting that there were critics who really spun what he said about the kids, like, I love you just the way you are, and you're special. And they made it sound like he was encouraging kids to be entitled. I never felt that he was encouraging kids to be entitled. Like, you don't have to change. What he was basically saying is, you can be as different and as weird as you want to be, and I'm still going to love you anyway.
Nice.
Because you're a person.
So I watched TYT, which you already know. And the documentary comes out in 2018. I don't see it.
Yeah.
But Jank is talking about it, and Jank, created TYT and is the main guy behind it. And he's talking about the documentary, and he said something, and you guys won't be surprised that the main people who had a problem with Mr. Rogers, or no, how did he phrase it? He said, and the people who were critical of Mr. Rogers were Fox News.
I don't believe that everybody on Fox was having a problem with him. It was just, I didn't see it. I didn't hear that, but
they also say in the segment, even though they only air 30 seconds, that we've been talking about this for the last 3 hours.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I think that people will just spin him around to make it sound like he was a weirdo, and there were other people that were making fun of him. And he took it okay for the most part, but his philosophy, if someone made fun of his philosophy, I remember when they showed, one of the funny ones is when they showed Eddie Murphy's
Mr.
Robinson's Neighborhood, and
that was great.
And he said, and Eddie Murphy came up to me and he put his arms around me. He said, "This is the real Mr. Rogers."
I think that was actually somebody who knew him. Said that when Eddie Murphy met him, he hugged Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
My favorite parody, it's not shown on the movie, of Mr. Rogers was In Living Color.
Oh, what?
With Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah?
We saw that. Remember I showed that to you?
Oh, yeah.
Where he goes and rents all these porno movies and is inappropriately groping women.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know if Mr. Rogers thought that was funny, but...
Probably not.
No.
But he seemed like a really awesome human being.
Yes.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was one of those guys that you could talk to him, and he probably has a bunch of stories.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of stories about the kind of people that was on his cast, the kind of kids that he met, what kids really touched him, what things he had to talk about that broke his heart. I would have loved to have had a conversation with Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't, he was. I remember that scene when this lady with a disability. I don't know what kind it was, but she came up to him and said, I used to watch your show.
Yeah,
all the
that was
time.
cool.
And at the end of that, she started crying and they were hugging each other. I thought that was really
And he
good.
said, "Thank you for inspiring me today," or something like that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was.
Yeah. We can all learn a little bit of something from him, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. And except for the Westboro Baptist Church.
No, the Westboro Baptist Church are just hateful people that shouldn't. I mean, they picketed his funeral, but they also picketed a lot of military funerals, and they're just like so backwards in their thinking.
And they also picket victims of school shootings funerals too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fred Phelps was a crazy man.
Two Freds.
One nice Fred and one very, very mean Fred.
Although was it his granddaughter Megan?
Yeah.
Said that she phrased it differently than I'm about to phrase it. She's like, yeah, he was a bigoted asshole, but if you weren't part of the media and you hung out with him at home, he was actually a good grandfather.
I did hear that he did beat his children.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, she thought that he was a good grandfather. At least that's what I remember her saying when she was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like the modern day Mr. Rogers. No, he's not.
No, he's not. Even I get the sense that when his two sons, John and Jim, were talking about him, it didn't sound like he was a mean dad. Like even the one son said he was almost like a second Christ to me. Yeah. And I thought, oh wow, that's like way up there. Mm-hmm. Because it seemed like he was a very gentle man.
It does.
And I also thought it was interesting too that when he would get angry, he didn't feel comfortable showing it, so he would talk in Lady Elaine Fairchild's voice at home.
And there was like some puppet that was a witch, and one of his sons said that was one of it. That the puppet witch was inspired by one of his aunts.
That was Lady Elaine.
Okay.
No, because remember, his wife Joanne compared her to a witch.
Oh,
okay.
At the beginning,
she was a witch, and she's like, that reminded me of one of my aunts, and I didn't want to think of Lady Elaine as my aunt.
Nice.
But she got better.
Yeah.
I really like what they said about Daniel Tiger, that was really his personality. And how he dealt with feelings of inadequacy and how he was able to express his feelings through Daniel. Mm-hmm. I never thought about that, but that's why Daniel Tiger, I think, really appealed to kids. And that one scene where Daniel's like, "Can I have a hug?" And the kid hugs the puppet and he's like, "Thank you, I needed that." Yes.
Well, good.
Oh, good. I just imagined that he was a good hugger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed like a good guy. It seemed like they had a lot of fun making the show. Mm-hmm. I've heard, this wasn't in the documentary, but supposedly the set smelled like weed.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I heard Michael Keaton say on an interview.
Oh.
Because Michael Keaton was involved with that show.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Okay.
I
did like that one part in Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood when he says, "Well, if I come to your house, I might just break in," or whatever he said.
Yeah. That's fun.
Murphy. Oh, wow.
I hope he goes back to doing stand-up comedy. There was that rumor that he had signed a deal with Netflix to do some comedy specials right before the pandemic. Mm-hmm. So maybe we'll see some more humor from him.
Oh my goodness.
Edward Murphy.
Yes. Well, I thought it was really funny when he told me that he said for 10 years, like, what were you doing for 10 years? Oh, I was sitting in front of the TV.
I think it was more like 5 years.
5 years.
Like, yeah, I just spent 5 years on the couch watching TV.
At least he was honest about it. Mm-hmm. So people wouldn't be.
That's white, babes.
So, Bojack, what have you been doing for all these years? It's funny.
Yeah, real funny.
Sorry.
That's okay, babes. Is there anything else you want to say about the documentary or Mr. Rogers?
Oh no, you should watch it. You should watch it a lot. I like the interviews with Joanne Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
She seemed like a very nice lady.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
Will you be recommending this to your family or friends?
Yes.
Nice.
I thought it was really great that they had that guy on who played Mr. McFeely.
Yeah.
David Newell. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that what is his name? Clarence?
Huh?
The cop dude on the show?
No. His name was Francois Clemens.
Clemens.
Officer Clemens.
Officer Clemens. He could really sing.
Yes, he could. And he was, a singer in real life, obviously.
Yeah. His stuff, I really liked his part of it, too.
Yes, I did. I thought...
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love that scene when he says he was really like my surrogate father. And couldn't say any, mean thing about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good stuff there, little Jaylo.
I think he said that he got married in 1968. Francois Clemens, and his marriage failed.
Yeah.
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 In 1968. But talented guy.
Yes, he was.
I wonder when this documentary was made.
Well, it came out in 2018.
No, I know that, but I wonder when they actually started production on it.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because obviously it was way after Fred Rogers died in 2003.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that they showed him right before he died, and telling and how he was trying to appeal to adults.
Because he had shot some stuff after 9/11.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying know that you're loved, and he was trying to, and he almost didn't do it too.
Yep.
And I'm glad he did.
I am too. Good stuff, babes. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Real good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Did you have any dreams last night?
I did not.
I had a
slept pretty good.
dream that I was hanging out with some lady, and we were taking my nephew on TriMets.
Mm-hmm.
She was like his babysitter as it's coming along for the TriMet ride.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically about it.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Was she a younger lady?
She was younger than us, but she wasn't like 20. She was probably like 30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, good.
Yes.
Well, babes.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Okay. Maybe we should wrap it up.
Oh, my goodness.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Ah.
What?
We're not living in the hood.
Mr. Waters will love me just the way I am, like a good question.
You're not one that's a thing, Bubs.
No, but I said you would be a good... I am, by the way. That's how I recognize a good Christian like him.
Bubs.
What?
No, you're not.
Oh,
you
my
mock
God.
them any chance you
I
get.
don't.
Especially me.
Oh, but not because you're a Christian.
Really?
Well, maybe a little bit. But I love you, babes.
Okay.
Okay, give me a kiss.
Okay. Bubs.
What?
No noise. No noises all pinch your nose.
Oh. Should we talk about how I kissed you yesterday?
What? Okay.
After the Mr. Rogers documentary?
What happened?
You kiss my arm.
It's your hand.
Okay, my hand. And I grab your arm and I lift it. And I slowly bring it down. And at some point I just hear, oh no, we're doing this again.
I did. I'm like, is this going to take like 5 minutes? And I said, this is like the 5 minutes I'm never going to get back.
Meanwhile, you really enjoyed it.
I thought it was going to take forever. I thought that was funny. That was one of your little things you came up with, huh?
Yes.
Why?
Because I love you.
Okay.
I can make kiss and we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
All right, babes. Unless there's anything else you want to say.
No.
All right, bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.